Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to the Kinda Funny Morning Show. My name is Nick Scarpino, and I'm so very, very delighted to be here with you. Joining me today is my good friend, confidant, and a man who makes me feel more pain than anyone else on the planet, Youssef Maguid.
Thank you very much.
And I said it right this time.
You did.
I said it right. Yes, thank God. I got nervous before I said it. I was like, don't mess up your friend's name. Of course, Youssef joined us last month to talk about hashtag Jackmanoff 2018, and we wanted to set some goals, so I invited him back on the show. We're going to talk about that, as well as some other fun stuff for our deep dive topic. Before that, we've got lots of fun news, but before that, we of course have what everyone affectionately refers to as their favorite part of the show, the housekeeping section, where we talk to you about the same things we talk to you about all week. But I'm very excited for this. One, because this episode of the Kinda Funny Morning Show is brought to you by kindafunny.com/store. Kevin, bring it up. Hoodie is restocked. We heard you. They're restocking them. They're getting better about it. So if you guys want this hoodie that I'm wearing, or that Kev Dog's wearing, Kevin, come over here and show people the upper part of your body. Show them your body, Kevin.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm feeling this hoodie,
yes,
and it
light.
is incredibly soft.
It's very soft. There it is.
It's light. It's good for layering. You know, when you're in a climate like San Francisco, you know, maybe you're up in Seattle, something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's great.
Yeah, it's fun. It's very fun.
Pick me up one of those.
There you go. Now, one day,
strapping young man.
One day we'll finish. We'll sell the whole jumpsuit. So the zip up hoodie, and then maybe like a little sweat pant.
Yeah.
And then we can officially start the cult. So if you want in on it, we can do that. We'll have a punch bowl.
I thought you were gonna say start like the R&B group or something.
No, the cult.
We're going full cult.
When we all got these in the office, we all wore them, and I'm like, we can't go out to lunch like this. People are gonna think we're recruiting people for like whatever our new church is.
Yeah.
It's a terrible idea. That was fun. Go over and check that out. But after that, we've got another sponsorship today. I'm happy to announce. This is not an official sponsorship. This is just some sort of madness that we like to do here for the community. If you guys remember, Greg tweeted out yesterday. Actually, we've been talking about this for the last couple of days, but the Kinda Funny Morning Show today is brought to you by Chad Canzelli's daughter's Girl Scout cookies. Now, if you didn't know this, you can go online. I guess today's the last day you can do this.
Oh, really?
What we've been doing so far is you can go. Greg figured out that you can go online and buy Girl Scout cookies, thus alleviating the need to interact with the girls who guilt you into buying multiple boxes. Now,
as
Greg,
you walk
out
out of the grocery store, with cookies you've already bought inside.
They're like, sir, please help support this good cause. And you're like, I only want one box of cookies, but you end up walking out with 50 bucks cookies. Mm-hmm. Granted, Greg bought 50 bucks of cookies anyway, so whatever. I mean, we didn't really dodge that problem, but it turns out you can buy them online, which is genius. And we said, hey, someone out there has a daughter who's selling Girl Scout cookies in our community. One of the best friends out there has a daughter that's selling them.
And they did.
And we got the link. Right now, if you go to kindafunny.com/cookies, it was a bit.ly link.
Hard link.
But we decided, why not? Let's put it this way. One day only, you can actually buy whatever Girl Scout. No, Jackmanoff.
Look at he's eating them.
Well, look at the difference between what he looks like between what I look like.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, right. Get after it. So go over there right now if you guys want Girl Scout cookies. You want to support Kinda Funny best friend's daughter and buy them. You have one day only left to do them. Otherwise, you have to go track down these people on the streets like a modern day peasant. And you don't want to do that. I was going to say drug abuser, but peasant is
bend the internet to your will.
Now, what I like about this is, Greg, you tweeted.
Watch that video. Yeah.
Oh.
Greg, you tweeted this. Well, let me read the caption first. You tweeted this 24 hours ago. Chad K, whose daughter's cookies we're selling, says, thanks, Greg, for doing this. We are over 750 boxes. The community that you guys at Kinda Funny have created has been amazing. Been with you guys since Beyond Days. Ain't no slowing down. Now, she's adorable. Let's scroll down. Let's watch the video here, Kev.
Oh my God, the filter.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, hold on.
For buying all the cookies. We're gonna have so much fun with all the money.
They're gonna have so much fun with all the money.
They're gonna do, obviously, the Girl Scout, they're gonna do lots of cool things with all the money that you guys have contributed via the Girl Scout cookies. Of course, you're gonna get cookies too, which is great. Here's my thing, Greg. Don't walk away yet. First off, two things. One, I liked when you were there prepping the show. I like having you there. I like you always being in my
I really like that too.
It lasted like 2 days.
I know. Well, whatever. We'll bring it back. Second,
I'm so ahead of the game today, I think I can place them up.
750 boxes.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Can we do better? Can you do better, Kinda Funny best friends? Kindafunny.com/cookies. It's the last day. Can we push it to 1,000?
That's all I'm saying. I like whole numbers, and 1,000 is a nice round whole number. Divisible by 2, very easily. 500, divisible by 10.
Now look at the chat right there.
So easy.
The chat, everyone in the chat right now is universally saying that if they buy a box of cookies, they'll match that donation to patreon.com/kindafunny, and that's the kind of gusto I like.
Wow.
From you kids.
Fun fact, the chat's actually off over here, Kevin. If we could turn that on, that would be great.
You know how to turn that on.
I got it.
Do you know how to do it?
I've used an iPad before.
It's an iPad.
I'm sorry, I don't understand how.
Lean back.
Yeah.
Kevin, this is your talent, all right? He needs to come in, sit down. The terminals need to be working. I've seen the way you and Cool Greg prep Kinda Funny Games daily for me and Andrea. We just come out of cryogenic freeze, we sit down, we're ready to go.
Put us on camera. That's what they do. Cryogenic freeze comes out, Greg steps out looking perfect, looking hot.
I won't lie, I'm
svelte.
looking good today.
You are looking good today. Now the beard, what did I tell you, Greg?
Looking good.
The beard had to go through the weird phase. Now it's looking good.
Yeah, we got
now
a
it's
lot
looking
of
real
praise
good. Now
for
you're in the
the
phase where you can do this and comb it a little bit.
It looks great.
You can actually do the.
Thank you.
I'm
That's a lot.
thinking. I know. Well, he's got the best beard in the business. Right, look at this
I
guy's
just put a
beard.
lot of hard work in this. I don't have this nice, straight, smooth hair that you guys have.
No,
Sure.
that's better though because you can sculpt your hair. Your hair has actual it stands up on its own. Mine goes down and then goes chipmunk.
Oh.
So it just goes I go from hey it's sculpted to Colombian drug dealer like that. And my
I see
wife's
what
like,
you're saying.
Dee's like, no, you got it.
Yeah.
Let's get it down. Let's get it down. You can go long with it, which is fucking cool.
I could.
It's cool.
This is working for you guys now.
Thank you, Greg.
Do you need a
Thank
beverage of any kind?
No, I'm fine.
Would you like you want a coffee? You
good.
want
I go for water
You want a water,
with
Kev?
a lot of
LaCroix?
ice.
We have a lot of LaCroix back there. You
Oh,
know, we won that
I can't
LaCroix.
drink
Maybe in
LaCroix.
that
Yeah,
jar.
no, I think
No,
it's disgusting.
That's garbage.
But we won the competition,
Oh wait,
so
no, the jar's here.
go LaCroix.
Oh yeah.
A couple things, of course, if you guys didn't know and you're joining us for the first time here on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. We do this show every day live at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can be in the chat, you can be a subscriber to us, and what that gets you is cool little private emotes. You get private chat time with us at the end of every show. You get entered in to win our giveaway. And when we play games, we will play games with you guys. So if you guys consider doing that, that's great. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free Twitch Prime subscription, which we'd like to go to us because it really does help out, keeps the lights on. But if it doesn't, please give it to someone in our community. This month, I get to pick another one. Woo, we'll do that.
Snowbike Mike.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Snowbike
Will
Mike.
it be Snowbike Mike?
Snowbike Mike.
It's probably gonna be Snowbike Mike. But I'm putting that on. I'm putting that on the calendar. Nick picks Snowbike Mike tomorrow? Question mark?
Ooh.
And then Tom
We'll see.
Bach
You'll have to
next-
tune in to find
next
out.
month.
Oh, and Ton T-Bach. Damn it, dude. We got a lot of good people. Anyway, make sure if you guys don't give it to us, give it to someone in our community. Let's help grow this community via Jeff Bezos' money. Jeff Bezos, $104 billion. He can afford the $5.
Yeah.
Apparently, because
Is it
he's the wealthiest
104?
human being ever.
Is that 104?
That's what I remember the number.
That seems small.
104 billion?
Yeah. I feel like Eric Schmidt beat that.
Look it up. I don't know. Come on. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun looking at numbers that I will never, ever see in a bank account. And it's not depressing at all.
I know
any
it
way,
just
shape,
went
or
up
form.
recently when those Amazon Go stores opened.
Yeah, well, that was the story.
121 billion.
$121 billion.
See? I thought that seemed low.
That did seem low. Kevin, can you fix Youssef mic over here? It's pointed downward.
Oh.
While you're doing that, let me tell you guys a little something that we do each and every week here. It's called the MCU in Review. Should have had you cut to that first, sorry. If you guys did not know, we do this over on youtube.com/kindafunny each and every week. We pick one Marvel Cinematic Universe movie to review. This week's was Captain America: The First Avenger. And the thing I like about this series, you're asking yourself, Nick, why would you do that? You've already seen these movies. Well, you come with a fresh eye, and you come with all of the lineage and the knowledge of where it's gonna go, and you can see how it really does add a lot of depth. What are you doing?
It's fighting back. I mean,
Don't let it
I'm sorry.
fight. Don't let it
I
fight.
couldn't see it. The beard got in my way.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm sorry. I assumed Nick had put it on you.
It's my fault. Reddit.
No, I should have done it.
People on Reddit, don't get mad at Kevin for that one.
There it is.
I can't dress myself.
Don't get mad at Kevin.
It's fine.
Okay, he's doing God's work. He's doing the best he
fuck
can.
it, It's fine.
Okay, don't get mad at Kevin for that one. It's the third time I said it that you might be like, what's he driving at
Everyone
here?
knows what you're driving at, you
What's
piece
he
of shit.
driving at here? Anyway, go over to youtube.com/kindafunny, check that out, give it a like, leave a comment. And if you guys want to watch along with us, next week is Avengers. So we will be doing that. It's going to be launching Tuesday, 9 a.m. next week. I'm very excited about that because they have a weird-ass teaser at the end of Captain America that was super weird, but it got me hyped.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
How long has it been since...
No.
What?
Let's stop with his movie opinions.
I
Let's just
love
call it.
all of the Marvel movies.
All right, good. I was worried.
Where do you come down on Lord of the Rings versus Clerks?
I'll be honest, I've never seen Clerks.
Oh man, it's so
Then your vote
good.
doesn't count, sir.
No.
Your vote doesn't
Watch
count.
1 and 2. It's amazing.
And 2? It's
Yeah.
not like one of those things where they like Boondock Saints 2, where they made it way too late. and ruined the
They
first
like
one.
nailed 2.
Yes, it is, but
No, stop.
but it's
Boondock Saints 2 is awful.
Yeah,
It is
it's
utter
terrible.
trash.
Boondock Saints 1 ain't that great either.
Okay.
You should watch Clerks though. Yeah, Clerks is obviously very rough around the edges. It was from the beginning. But the debate is not which is better. Realistically, it's which would you rather watch right now. And the answer is Clerks because it's a comedy, obviously, and it's only barely 2 hours long.
Yeah,
versus
I
Lord of
don't
the
know.
Rings, where it's like 15 hours of them walking, and it's beautiful, but they're still walking.
Exactly right.
God, everyone hates me so much. Every time I jump into the comments, there's always one person that's like, Nick, stop.
You and I agree
Stop.
on a lot of films.
We do.
We both
disagree. We
enjoy
diverge.
King Arthur, Legend of
We
the Sword.
did. We saw that for your birthday. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Fantastic film.
Yeah.
We split a little bit on the Star Wars, but where I take my biggest grievance with you
Yeah.
But
is
hold
The
on.
Departed.
Oh,
We
yeah.
split a little bit on the Star Wars. Is your favorite Star Wars movie is which
We're
one?
not going into Star Wars.
Wait,
today.
that was a topic for an episode.
Split
I
a little bit.
promised
That's all
Youssef.
I'm saying. I'm bothered by.
I promised
split a
Youssef.
little bit.
I said, come on the show again, and he said under one condition: we will not talk about how much he loves the Phantom Menace. We will not bring it up. We will not tell people that he loves the Phantom Menace, and we will not direct anyone in the chat to agree or
Anyways,
disagree with him on
The
YouTube
Departed,
right
a great movie.
Fantastic film.
Fantastic
Fantastic.
movie.
Absolutely.
So good.
Yeah.
They nailed every aspect of it.
now. It's news time, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin, bring up this first news story. This comes from igen.com, I think is how you say it. It is a Spanish site. And so I've never heard of it, but it looks, it's cool that they decided to write all in English. Nintendo officially partnering with Illumination on Mario Movie. This is fun. Shigeru Miyamoto and Chris Meledendry will co-produce the film. Alex Osborne brings us this story. It says Nintendo has officially announced it's partnering with Illumination Entertainment to develop a movie starring Mario. The film will be co-produced by Nintendo representative director Shigeru Miyamoto and Illumination founder and CEO Chris Meledandry. Meledandry, I gotta get that word in here.
Like Melisandre. but
It's a very weird spelling there.
Yeah,
I want it to be Italian. I want it to be Malinari or something like that. I don't think it is. Universal Pictures and Nintendo are co-financing the project, and Universal Pictures will handle the film's theatrical distribution worldwide. News of the announcement follows reports this past November that Nintendo was close to signing deals. Signing a deal with the studio behind Despicable Me, Minions, Sing to produce an animated Super Mario movie. In 2016, Nintendo president Tatsumi Kimishima announced the company's plans to re-enter the film business with a focus on animation. A couple years prior, leaked emails revealed Sony Pictures was previously in negotiation with Nintendo to make a film starring the beloved platforming plumber. Looks like Universal won on this one. Not a huge surprise here. We heard they were signing that deal. We reported on it last November. But it's I like this. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm hopefully optimistic.
Yeah. Have you seen Despicable Me?
Yeah,
It's good.
No, I mean it's not good. Like story wise, like it looks pretty.
It's fun, though.
It looks really pretty.
First one I thought was really good
was
story-wise.
cute.
It was
Really
a clever
good.
idea.
It was
so
okay.
fun.
We're gonna take a bad guy. We're gonna humanize him. That'd be three, adorable
DreamWorks
little
did it
girls.
first. They did it better.
What did DreamWorks do it first with?
Yeah.
That one movie where he's the villain.
Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell.
And,
Oh, Megamind.
That's the one.
I didn't like it very much.
Really?
It was pretty funny.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I like Despicable Me
I
better.
surprisingly enjoyed it.
I like Despicable Me
It's
better.
because you like little fucking kids with their unicorns.
I
and
also
shit.
like the Minions.
Do
The
you?
Minions are funny.
Do you?
I
do
do.
you like Kevin and the 5 months that he was everywhere?
Yeah.
Fucking everywhere.
Because I sympathize with Gru when he has a Kevin that's everywhere
I'll tell you right
and
now.
just won't stop.
I'll tell you right now.
And is ubiquitous. Like that Kevin was ubiquitous with everything. It's just everywhere you turn, he's there.
Nick, one of my
For better or
favorite
for
things
worse.
about all the Mario games is the story. You know, it's just they always have such compelling stories.
In all honesty,
dive into.
In all honesty, it's like it goes like this, right? We can give this movie shit. We don't know who the creative team is behind this. I think did they say there was a writer? No, there's no writer on this one yet. It depends on the creative team they bring into this. It depends on who they're going to get to direct and who's going to actually write the story. You can tell a compelling story with any characters.
You can.
You
See, what I hope they do with it is go the Wreck-It Ralph way of things. Of just like...
Embrace the video game side of it.
Yeah, make it a
Meta
bit more
as fuck.
meta maybe. Like, maybe add some other characters, put Donkey Kong in there.
So you brought up an interesting. You were like, you think they're going to Smash Bros. It and
Yeah.
bring in all the characters from the Nintendo universe, and come into that. I think that'd be amazing.
I think that's
a cool angle for
I mean,
it.
how do you make a Mario movie, right? Like, there's no story in Mario.
I mean, you make it.
I mean,
There's a story. He has to go save the princess. It's an old story, and it's a little tried and true, but there is a story there. But it would be more fun if there was a world that they're creating that they can play in. Very similar to like a Lego movie, right? Where you're bringing all these properties in, all these characters just exist with each other. I would be excited about that.
Yeah,
I looked at the Lego movie and I was like, I watched it. I couldn't get through the first song. It was, again, another movie I watched with my wife, and she was like,
yeah.
So we just turned it off. I got to go back and watch it again. But Lego Batman surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite movies that came out last year. Have you seen it?
I have. So yeah,
it
my
was
fiance
fun.
Becky loves the Lego movies.
Yeah.
She adores them. They're a bit too much for me.
Really?
Yeah.
So, Lego movie was.
Yeah.
The Lego movie was. Lego Batman for
No,
me
dude, Lego Batman
made
was-
me laugh out loud on a plane, and it was embarrassing, and I didn't care. And it was one of those things where I didn't have enough time to finish it on the plane ride there, so I started it again on the plane ride back
Ooh.
and laughed even more.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I
It's-
fell asleep through it.
Really?
Yeah, first movie
man.
that I've fallen asleep through in like years.
No, I fell asleep in Lego Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, I was at Century 9, which has the full like recliner seats, so I was very comfortable, and it was just like I don't know what's happening. Woke up and I was like, I fell asleep 10 minutes in, woke up the last 3 minutes.
Oh,
looked over
well, you
at
missed
Greg, he
you
had
missed
no
a pretty
idea.
fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the humor in it. I like the Batman character. I couldn't get into the other like workman character of the Lego movie. It was too much for me. I think wasn't coming at it from the right angle. This one has some lines, and I actually have since over the holiday break, my wife and I sat down. We were at my folks' house for Christmas. I think it was on Christmas Day, and I just threw it on because it was on HBO. And we all sat down to watch it, and she legitimately laughed out loud at it. There was a couple lines in it, and to this day we say hard pass all the time now. Because he's like, can I call you Padre? He's like, hard pass.
I did enjoy Robin. Robin was a
Michael
standout.
Cera was awesome. He's like,
Yeah.
and you can be quiet when I desire to be. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Either way, I'm excited about this. I hope they go the route of like, let's bring in all the Smash Bros. Characters. Let's make everyone characters.
Yeah.
Let's give them a sidekick that's not Luigi. Or maybe Luigi is. I don't know. But
Maybe open it up for a Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
there you go. That's what I'm
Start
talking
with
about.
Avengers.
It could be cool. Yeah.
We'll see.
Work into a Legend of Zelda movie. There you go. Where the character doesn't speak at
There's
all.
so much story in that too.
Again.
That one actually, like, those actually have story though.
Some of them do. Breath of the Wild
you gotta
kind of
read
did.
it. You know,
Yeah, but I mean, like the original Mario games didn't even have a story that you had to read. It was just like, it's not this castle.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Next news story, Kevin. Not much of a news story here. It's just the official poster is out
I'm ready,
for
dude.
Mission
Let's
Impossible
do it.
Fallout. And like I have said multiple times on here, I have yet to be disappointed with a Mission Impossible movie that is not Mission Impossible 2.
I love your asterisk.
Okay? There's always the thing is, they took a chance with Mission Impossible 2. If you remember, they brought in John Woo to direct that, and it was very much John Woo style.
Wasn't Zoe Saldana in it?
Thandie Newton was in Mission
okay.
Impossible 2. Thandie Newton, of course, a young Thandie Newton at the time. Of course, now she's super popular because of Westworld.
Yeah, that's right.
Love her. But no, it was the first Mission Impossible was Brian De Palma, and it was very like spy-esque with cool action pieces.
Really cool
Second one
action.
was straight up bring in the doves. There's doves everywhere. We're gonna fight on motorcycles, which, by the way, not very possible considering one of them has to be your throttle control. But yeah, it was a departure, and then J.J. Abrams, of course, decided to bring the series a little bit closer to where they had started with Mission Impossible 3. Brad Bird comes back from Mission Impossible 4, and I think you have Chris McCurry directing Mission Impossible 5 and this one. And let me tell you, I sit down to watch these movies expecting to be disappointed, and they are thoroughly enjoyable from start to finish.
Okay.
Totally forgettable, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Can't remember who the bad guy was in the last one. Don't really care.
He was on a plane though on the last one, right? Like it was
No.
taking off. Didn't
Yes,
he like
yes.
came and like jump on and like grabbed
And they really
on?
did
and
that
it was
stunt,
like
which
that
was
doesn't
cool.
look safe. And then, man.
No, I don't know. But I like it. And Tom Cruise, I'll tell you one thing right now. Say what you will about the man, he delivers.
Is Ving Rhames still in them?
He is.
Hey, that was really
He is.
good. That was really good.
He is. I think he was in the last. No. They brought him back for one of them. I think it was the last one.
That was an American-made reference, right? He delivers.
Oh, no, but thank you. Yes, it is now.
All right, yeah.
It is now. There you go.
Great movie.
Hellshock Shade in the chat says, Nick, 15 seconds to Persona. You still have plenty of time. Guys, it is a packed show. We do not have time for sports or Persona. I'm sorry. But what we do have time for is Wes Anderson. Kevin, pull up this story.
Wes
I'll tell you right
all
now.
right.
Now, this is a movie that every time I see the preview for, I remember just how special and how much of a national treasure Wes Anderson really is.
He really is.
He really is.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever see the Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I haven't.
You'll love it.
But one of my favorite films is Grand Budapest Hotel.
Mine too.
Amazing film.
That he's just been
Is
on a
there
hit.
a bad Wes Anderson movie?
No. What was the one prior to that with the camping? The kid with the camping.
The Moonshine Kingdom?
Moonshine. Yeah, Moonrise Kingdom.
Moonrise Kingdom, that's it.
Good.
I enjoyed it.
It's so good. He's
Didn't
got-
say it was great.
No, but he's got that very like. It's just that Wes Anderson style that you love. I've got The Life Aquatic queued up on my
I fucking love
on
that
my
movie.
Amazon Prime queue.
I've seen it so many times.
I see this preview and I think to myself, this is a movie I have to see.
Yeah.
And there are very few movies that I say that to, because most of the time I'm like, I'm going to tell people I'm going to see this. I'm going to tell them to watch the movie, and that I'm not going to watch the movie.
Why not just watch it?
Who knows, Kevin? Nobody knows. Nobody
Movie
knows what's
Pass-
going on inside here.
With
This,
Movie Pass, it's so cheap and easy.
it's very cheap
is.
and easy, true, but we're not going to say Movie Pass, because every time we talk about that, we get some level of copyright strike on YouTube from
That's
it.
true.
So
That
let's
is-
just
that does
not
happen.
say that. The story reads, this is from Collider. The story reads, filmmaker Wes Anderson's new stop-motion animated film, Isle of Dogs, will differ from the first foray into the medium in one significant way. It'll be more grown up. The brilliant, fantastic Mr. Fox scored a PG rating from the MPAA, but Anderson's Isle of Dog has been rated PG-13 for, quote, thematic elements and violent images. That's actually a pretty harsh rating for these two identifiers, so they're crossing their fingers that there are no instances of dog maiming in the film. Not so much here. I just wanted to talk about Isle of Dogs real quick and say that.
PG-13.
Yeah, I don't mind it though. Good. I like when
I mean,
they
I don't
when
mind it
they.
at all either. I think
I
it's
hate
weird.
the fact that like types of films, for different types of so animated or stop motion films have to be PG.
Yeah.
You know, we've already proven with movies
Well,
like
it's 'cause
Logan
the
and Deadpool that you can make rated R comic book movies that are good and work and make money. So why can't we make a PG-13 stop? I mean, this movie looks dope.
The only rated R animated movie that's, to my knowledge, has come out like on big theatrical release was
Sausage Party.
Sausage Party.
Yeah.
How did that do financially? I'm
I
looking
don't
at it
know. Look that up. I that was one of those movies I couldn't quite get through.
now. Really?
I didn't care
It
for
was
it that
an
much.
interesting movie. I saw it twice, and I'll tell you what, the
saw it twice?
last scene in the movie
Yeah.
is a doozy.
All right.
I won't spoil it for you.
Very-
No, I'm
last
probably
scene?
not going to go back, but don't spoil it for anyone out there.
Or the last like section,
The last like
third.
there's like a party that happens at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's
That's one
I
word
feel
for
like
it.
that's why Nick should watch it.
Is it an orgy? Is it an orgy
It is
party?
in fact
It
an
is a-
orgy.
it is a
Yes,
food
it is an
orgy.
A food orgy.
Food orgy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow,
There are.
Sir, you have stoked my curiosity with this. No, I don't know. It was one of those things where I watched it and I'm like, this is my movie. I'm going to love this movie.
Yeah.
And it was just, you've hung out with me long enough now to know. It's like when there's just a little too much of me. And you're like, I need you to back it off like 10%.
Yeah.
Which I'm guilty of probably once a week.
But it's
This
so nice
movie
when it
was like
happens.
that.
In short
fucking
snippets.
way.
Short bursts, but after the first scene here, I was like, it wasn't doing it for me. So the production budget on this on Sausage Party
That
was
doesn't make
19
any
million,
sense.
and it made 97 million.
That seems like a success.
That's a
Yeah.
pretty big success.
I can't imagine. How did a whole animated movie get done for so little?
No idea. Maybe Seth Rogen was like, everyone works for free on this one.
It was short. It was only an hour and a half.
I mean, that's
Yeah, it was only an hour 30, but still.
that's motion picture.
Kevin, you know, because you're married to your wife, who is one of the lead artists
Nope,
at
that's
Industrial
a lie.
Light and Magic.
That is a lie.
They say it's hard, but we both
production
know that
assistant.
she says behind closed doors, super easy now. They just kind of place things, hit go, and it renders, right?
Pretty
So
much.
it's very
Pretty
easy.
much. Yeah.
It's easy
A couple hundred hours in between, but yeah.
Yeah.
per person, whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's not a big deal. I'm excited about this next news story. Kevin pulled this up. This comes from the HollywoodReporter.com. Men in Black spinoff. F. Gary Gray in talks to direct. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with F. Gary Gray, of course, he directed Friday, and most notably, he directed Straight Outta Compton, which I freaking loved. Because not the least of which because it was a well-directed movie, but because it also played very much into my childhood.
Oh, man.
Like I remember that era when NWA was making headlines and everyone thought they were going. What's up?
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Would you classify Men in Black as comedy?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, definitely a comedy.
Please continue. Sorry.
That's okay. NWA, of course, I remember that era when they were making headlines and being arrested and all that stuff. And everyone thought they were going to lead to the destruction of our culture because they were speaking their mind in a radical way.
Yeah.
And of course, look what that's come into. But this story is from The Hollywood Reporter. What's that?
Nothing. What you said, I was like, what does that mean? Like, what does that come?
Oh, I mean, just look what it's evolved to. Obviously, it did not.
Yeah,
was my
cool,
point.
cool.
Obviously, freedom of speech is something that should be
Free.
Yes. And they did not. My point is that NWA was not responsible for the destruction of the American culture. They were not, like they thought they were. But in the '80s, man, people were like, these people, they're gonna fucking ruin everything. They're gonna ruin everything. It was them, and then Two Live Crew came, and they were like, oh, we found something worse. We found something worse than NWA. Men in Black spinoff. The Men in Black may have found their next boss. F. Gary Gray is in negotiations to helm Sony's spinoff of the property. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. The film will follow new characters rather than Agent K and J, played by Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith in the original films. The approach is described, and Kevin's going to hate this, as being akin to Universal's 2015 Jurassic World, which revived the Jurassic Park franchise not as a straight reboot, but did bring on new characters that somewhat acknowledge what came before. Iron Man writers Matt Holloway and Art Markham have written the script. The first Men in Black, well, it goes on to talk about Men in Black. And of course, Gary is coming off his hit from last year's Fate of the Furious. I didn't know he directed Fate of the Furious. How did I know that?
Yeah.
Which earned $1.2 billion. Also, his 2015 film Straight Outta Compton was a commercial and critical hit as well. I forgot he did Fate of the Furious. How did I not know that? Doesn't matter. Either way.
You know what interests me about this?
Yeah.
Because as you said, besides Fate of the Furious, his two biggest things, Straight Outta Compton, Friday,
Yeah.
both Ice Cube projects.
Oh, yeah.
There was that, I don't know if it's still happening, that Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover,
Yeah.
where Ice Cube is a character in 21 Jump Street as well.
Oh.
He is a character in 21. That's right.
You connecting the
Right?
dots.
I wonder if he's going to have a cameo.
My hope in life is that Ice Cube is in every movie. I love The Rock. Let me start from the top. I love
Okay.
The Rock. I want The Rock to make every movie
Yeah.
possible, right? If The Rock can't do it, next logical call in my book, Ice Cube. Okay? He was in what I consider to be the superior Triple X movie.
Not this again.
Whoa.
Not this again.
Nick.
Triple X,
Stop.
State of the Union.
First Triple
Way
X.
more fun movie because
Nick,
it's
you
way
don't
more
need it.
fun to watch Ice Cube act than it is to watch Vin Diesel grunt.
I could not disagree. Ice Cube, nothing about Ice Cube says actions are.
No, that's why it's hilarious. That's why it's
not
so
meant to
fun.
be funny.
He doesn't even get fit. They just put on a bigger Kevlar vest and go get
If
out
you're
there.
doing ride along, yeah, sure, maybe. But when when I want my BMX riding, motocross riding superhero spy, I want Vin Diesel.
You think Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
100%.
Well,
As
The
a
third one,
everyone's
don't
wrong
watch it.
sometimes. Youssef.
Don't watch the third Triple X movie. But watch the first one.
If you want to watch the third Triple X movie, I believe it's on Amazon Prime right now.
Is it?
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
excited about
The OG
that.
one is on Netflix though.
The Return
Oh,
of Xander
I'm
Cage.
super excited about that too.
Here's what y'all need to do. Instead, watch the rest of this show. Stop watching don't watch Kind of Funny Games Daily. Go watch all 3 Triple X movies. Report back to me which one you think is more fun. And I'm telling you right now, second one's more fun. It is.
I disagree.
It is. He's just more compelling.
You know what the problem was with the third one? You could feel Vin Diesel wasn't able to tell if he was playing Dominic Toretto or Xander Cage.
Yeah, it was.
He kind of just split the difference.
He did really split the difference. Now, to be fair, yeah, he was a lot more whimsical as Xander Cage in the first one, right?
Yeah.
And if that's a term we can use for Vin Diesel's acting abilities, whimsical.
But
he
more
really
rebellious.
Well, he had that sort of like
An edge to him.
kind of cockiness. Dominic Toretto's got a lot more. And again, we're talking very fine gradations of differences here,
Yeah.
but he's got a lot more seriousness, a lot more heart,
Yeah,
and a lot more
exactly.
like intensity. If
patriarch.
you're asking me which I prefer, hands down Dominic Toretto. If you said, Nick, what would you get? Would you want to see a standalone Dominic Toretto movie or a standalone Triple X movie? And I'd say to you, sir, there's no difference in those at all. That would be the exact same movie, but I would go with his character as Dominic
Xander
Toretto.
Cage definitely is like a.
Xander Cage is
He's like a younger, more
someone
like
sat down and was like,
douchey
what can we
asshole.
call the perfect extreme sports
They nailed
guy?
it. They nailed it. There's no
Cage,
more-
no. Xander
Xander
Cage. Boom, we nailed it.
We need an X in there.
We gotta have an X in
And
there
we'll
because
put
it's
3 of them.
Triple X. And then someone's like, what if we got him back for a sequel? And he was like, no. And they're like, again, call up everyone's second choice, Ice Cube. And what does he do, ladies and gentlemen? What does he do? He doesn't complain. He shows up on set. He fucking delivers. Triple X State of the Union, fantastic film. Fantastic film. Also, Barbershop Next Cut. Watched that on the plane like 3 days ago, or whenever I came back from my last trip.
I enjoy the barbershop movies.
I love the barbershop movies. I love them.
Oh yeah.
Which one's the one where they like buy the salon next to them?
That's Barbershop 2.
Okay.
No, Barbershop The Next Cut is the one where the salon and the
merge.
barbershop are together.
Yeah.
I think that's the third barbershop.
I believe so.
Because I think in the second one, it was when the salon moves next door and they start feuding and then realize, hey, we're in the same business, we should hang
Did
out.
they make a salon one too?
I think they did.
Yeah.
God damn it, Kevin. More movies that I have to watch this weekend. So good. All right, it is 11:30. That is it for the news, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, queue up your tips. We will be taking tips at the $5 above level and reading them out loud with my voice. So if you want to hear your words come out of my mouth, you can tip us at the $5 or above level. But before we get to that, of course, oh no, I'm sorry. How did I forget this story? Probably because it was on the next page. We have one more story that I thought was hilarious. This comes from avclub.com. Eric Roberts stands by every one of his 74 movies he did last year. Ooh. 74 movies.
Must be a typo, right?
Nope, it sure isn't. As Eric Roberts told the host of a podcast, Eric Roberts is the fucking man at a live taping here in Chicago last fall. Quote, "You obviously don't pay attention. I turn nothing down." The extremely prolific Eric Roberts is known for, well, taking any role that's offered to him, and as a new profile in Vanity Fair posits, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, the profile still seems skeptical about Roberts' approach to his career, attributing Roberts' ultimate failure attributing Roberts' ultimate failure to breaking into the A-list to a toxic combination of cocaine addiction and a disfiguring car crash, both in the early 80s. I'm going to guess those two went hand in hand.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing when you combine copious amounts of cocaine, partying, and cars, this might be what happened, but I don't want to speak. Roberts, meanwhile, doesn't mourn what could have been. He's proud of every one of his 488 roles and counting on IMDb, even the ones other actors with his name recognition wouldn't touch, as he tells Vanity Fair after the big name director stopped calling in the mid-80s. Quote, "I started making a bunch of B movies, bam, 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 one after the other, and then suddenly 2-3 years have passed, and I've made like 30 films in 2 to 3 years. Now, in the past 2 years, I've made around 70 films. I have started having fun at the craft. I'm a fucking groupie for it. I can do it every day, all day. But then everyone started making fun of me, and I turned to my wife, Eliza, with the question, why? And so suddenly it's like 250 movies, and I realized I went from being a joke that'll do anything to being, hey, is there anything he can't do? Fair point. Now, it should be pointed out that Roberts is being modest. According to Vanity Fair's calculations, he appeared in 74 films last year. In short, Eric Roberts just wants to work. He loves what he does, and he'll persist at it for the rest of his life. And if the world comes to an end, comes around to give him accolades along the way, great. But he doesn't need external validation to know what makes him happy. We could all stand to be a little bit more like Eric Roberts, honestly. I will add in parentheses, with the exception of the cocaine addiction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't do
because
cocaine.
we don't need that.
Yeah.
But I like his fucking spirit.
I do too. You know what I say about this? Are you familiar with a man named Deion Sanders? He was a
Football
quarterback.
player?
Yeah, he was
Yes,
a football player.
yes, I am.
Quarterback for one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
Played for many teams. He famously said, "Play till the wheels fall off."
Yeah.
Because once they do, you're not getting back on that field.
Yeah.
Good for Eric Roberts. Do as many movies as you can while you still are in demand.
The thing
Or
is this,
people will take you.
I'm fascinated by the Hollywood lifestyle and how people are they're the next thing, and then then they fade away, right? And so you always, to me, what's more fascinating is because Eric Roberts was a pretty big star in the '80s. Like he did a lot of like A-list movies, and then of course dropped off. And I'm also fascinated why actors kind of fall out of grace, you know. And I think obviously most of it's, well, I mean, as we're seeing right now, a lot of it has to do with predatory producers, but some of it also has to do with drug and alcohol abuse, things like that, things that happen. Remember, these are people. But I used to love Eric Roberts' movie called Best of the Best a long time ago. I think that was, he was Best of the Best. He did 1 and 2, which was about Olympic level karate. And when I was a kid doing karate, it was the coolest freaking thing I've ever seen in my life. He fights the final bout with like a broken arm. He's like, I can do it. And they're like, you can't go out there with a broken arm. And he's like, there's no rule against fighting with a broken arm. And they're like, can we check it? There's no rule against fighting. And he fights and he wins.
Okay.
But sorry to spoil that movie for you guys if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where it's like, what does happen after you've fallen from quote unquote grace? You can continue to work, and one of the things that we saw with when we interviewed Michael Madsen, for instance, was that Michael Madsen had his moment too. If you remember, he was in Reservoir Dogs. He was supposed to be Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction. The role was written for him. He was in Species, so he was in a lot of AAA movies. But then he just kind of disappeared a little bit,
yeah.
but he's been working consistently for a very, very long time. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm all for the second wind of people's careers.
Well, like, what are you supposed to do? You love acting.
Yeah.
People want you to act. Go act.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
You think there's some out there somewhere, an Eric Roberts super fan that's seen every single one of his 400 and something movies?
I guarantee
Yeah.
there is an Eric Roberts super fan probably in the chat right now. Chat, let us know if you love Eric Roberts.
And don't lie, we'll test you.
We will test you because I will test you with my knowledge of Eric Roberts, my very limited knowledge of Eric Roberts.
I had no idea he was Julia Roberts' brother until you said that this morning.
believe he is her brother.
I was about to ask that.
I believe so. Kevin, can you look that up? They're either cousins or brother and sister.
I think that they're brothers because his daughter Emma Roberts, I heard,
Is her
his niece.
is her niece?
her niece.
Yes.
Yeah, her niece.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's Emma Roberts' father.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I believe so.
Oh yes, he's Emma
And-
Roberts'
oh,
father.
wow.
Yeah.
I just looked that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I believe, and then Julie Roberts is her niece. Yeah. So they're brother and
Okay,
sister.
that's-
Which is crazy to think that in the '80s there was like he was big.
Yeah.
She was, of course, after Pretty Woman,
Yeah,
huge,
huge, yeah.
and has not slowed down at all. Like she's still doing amazing movies. But it's crazy to think, like, what was that Christmas like?
Ooh,
You know?
that's a good point.
Like you're sitting there looking at your two kids. There's probably another Roberts. This is like the third kid. You're like, the fuck have you done? You're like, get off.
Jesus.
It's like the third Hemsworth kid.
I know, that
right.
poor kid.
Terrible.
There's
terrible.
a third Manning brother as well. You know, Peyton and Eli Manning, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
God, that's
There's a third brother.
That
What
must
does he do
suck.
for a living?
Like, yeah,
He's
my
like an
brother's
accountant
good.
or something
That
like that.
sucks.
Like, yeah.
Accounting sucks. It's the worst job.
Do you think
on the
people hear
planet.
his name and they're like, oh, like the football player?
I would just say
It's
no.
It's like, no.
Any
Their-
relation?
Their dad, also a very famous quarterback, Archie Manning.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's the
I
black
guess
sheep.
the third one just didn't have it. Well, you know, when they get to the third, usually it's like all the good genes are gone.
Yeah,
by
it's
then.
like twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my brother's taller than me, he's got better genes on the second one. My parents were like, let's stop right there. We don't know what we're gonna get. We might
yeah.
get something just totally like 5'6" and below. All right. That is it for stories. Let's go. Let's talk a little bit about fitness. I wanted to check in with Jack Off 2018, let everyone know, yes, of course, it's very much still a thing happening. We have started our workout regimen. It is great. The one thing that we talked about wanting to do was something that I think was cool. Obviously, I want to keep everyone motivated, and everyone motivates me. So what I put back in there, I get back tenfold. Thank you guys for that. But we came up with this idea that I thought was cool. There is a thing called #DoItDay. Now, I was like, this is a great idea. I totally came up with this off the top of my head. No, turns out that's been a thing for a very long time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say #KFDoItDay is the new thing. It's gonna be the first of every month, and you're asking yourself out there, Nick, what is KF Do It Day? Well, that is the day that you put on the calendar to do whatever the thing is you've always wanted to do. With, of course, a little asterisk saying, be safe, don't hurt anyone, make sure you don't break any laws. Because if the thing you've always wanted to do is rob a bank, don't fucking blame me for that.
Don't hurt anybody else. Don't
Don't hurt
commit
yourself.
a crime.
Don't commit a crime. What are my 2 rules? Don't hurt yourself or anyone else, everything else, and don't break any laws. Those are my 3 rules. No, the first one, don't hurt anyone, don't break any laws. Those are my only 2 rules in life. Don't hurt anyone, don't break any laws. And yourself is in that first one. But other than that, if you wanted to do stand-up comedy, #KFDoItDay is the day you go to your first open mic. You don't have to go up, just go.
Yeah.
Find one, go to it. We're saying it's the first of every month, starting with today. This is what I want you guys to do. If you're out there, you're watching this, you're thinking, Nick, I've always wanted to go out there and be a cobbler. I think cobbling is cool. It reminds me of peach cobbler, which is a pie, but they have nothing to do with each other. I want to go do that today. I want you guys to do it. Post, tweet at me with hashtag, and Youssef, with hashtag KFDoItDay. KFDoItDay. And whatever it is, could be a video or a picture or whatever it is that you guys are doing, but I want to see them. We're going to go through every month, first of the month, talk about what we're doing, and then talk about what you guys are doing out there. Does that sound right?
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, cool.
And you know what I'll say, Nick?
Yeah.
I imagine a lot of people in the chat, in the community, they want to work in games in some capacity.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a easy thing to start doing on your own in any way. Start your blog, start that podcast. I'll tell you what, I would not have the position I had and will have at Ubisoft if I had not started my own video game blog.
There you go. Right.
Went to WordPress, made a domain, started writing. And eventually you'll work your way up and things will go from there.
That's the perfect way. That's a great way of looking at it. My thing is, on that sentiment, you never know what's going to happen, right? You can always everyone has an idea of what they want to be, like long-term idea of like where you want to be. If your goal is to work for a publication like IGN.com, that is the ultimate goal. Maybe the steps toward getting there aren't as clearly defined as they should be.
Yeah.
That's notwithstanding. What I'm saying to you guys is, just start the ball rolling. That's what this is all about. Do that one thing that's going to lead to the next thing that you never know how it's going to lead to, but if you keep that goal in mind as your guiding light, that creative energy might get you there, right? You don't have to, in other words, you don't have to know every single step that's going to get you to your ultimate goal, but you do have to know that it starts with trying. It starts with doing one thing and then the next thing and then seeing when that's going to go. Maybe it's not the right thing. Maybe you got to pivot and do something else. But a lot of you guys are like, hey, how can I work for a company like Kinda Funny? Well, start a YouTube channel, start making videos. Maybe you won't need to work for a company like Kinda Funny. Maybe you will be the next Kinda Funny. Or if you're lucky, way more successful with like way more subscribers. but whatever. Either way, I want to see these. I want to see what people get into out there. I want to see what your hopes and aspirations are, and I want to see people chasing after them. Because let me tell you one thing right now, it's super fun and very heartbreaking and soul-crushing in moments. And if you're working out with this guy, you won't be able to take a shit for 3 days because you won't be able to sit down. So you'll have to literally do like this, and then hope to God your wife doesn't find you.
That's the goal.
In that point.
I want you hovering over toilets.
Hovering over toilets. It should be hashtag don't let your butt touch the toilet, but that was too long. That was our second choice right there.
Finite number of characters we're working with.
Finite number of characters. Let me know what you guys think about this in the chat. Other than that, how we doing? How we doing on the Jackmanoff? How you doing on the Jackmanoff?
Good. We've been going through this week, and we've been testing your 1 rep maxes.
We have.
Which is something I've been wanting to do for a while, because based off of that, I can then prescribe you certain weights to hit when I'm not there.
Perfect.
So you know what you're doing. You're always making sure you're getting a good workout.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we talked about. Obviously, you have a little bit of a lull in your employment right now, but you are going to be kicking it into full time very quickly here toward the end of the month. So what I want to do is take advantage of your time and be able to actually work with you a little bit more. But now we have to figure out, and this is probably going to be the hardest thing for everyone out there, is like, where do you make the time for it, right?
Yeah.
How do you do it right without having someone who knows what they're doing watching you? And so that's probably a pain point number one if you're going to go out there and lift, is that you want to make sure you're doing it right, and you want to make sure you're not hurting yourself like I do every single time he's out there. But then step 2 was, cool, we can't always hang out together. Our schedules are crazy. So being able to see where I'm at, checking with you, that's awesome, and then have a plan that I can then go do on my own. Because ideally, we've seen what I've been able to do with roughly 2 days of working out. I feel stronger, I've got a little bit more muscle on me, I'm a little skinnier, but you can't, I'm probably not gonna hit my fitness goal of 15% body fat by working out 2 days a week.
Yeah. No.
And that's just kind of closely paying attention to my diet. So the idea is, what's ideal for you? 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 8 days a week?
Honestly, it depends, obviously, what your goals are, what your programming is. Right now, I have the free time. I try and do 5 days a week. Now, you need your rest periods, obviously. Don't go out and try and grind 7 days a week. Your body is just going to tear itself apart.
Yeah.
You want to rest. I'd say if you're really going hard on it, 4 to 5 days a week. If you want to add a 6th day, that's a bit different from your normal regimen.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Maybe
as
it's
well.
yoga.
Yeah, maybe it's
Maybe
just
you just
stretching
wanna stretch.
out, rolling out.
Very
active
important.
recovery, what we call that.
Yeah.
Doing something like that, that's fine. But I think especially for the people starting out and doing whatever it is you're doing, YouTube, blogs, stand-up comedy, whatever you want, the most important thing to see progress is consistency. And so, which has been a bit of our issue, where we just have too busy of schedules to be able to constantly meet up all the time, and so we haven't been able to be as consistent as we would have liked to be. You having a program that you can do on your own would help that, but that's the same for everything. If you are only lifting once a week, only running once a week, only doing something once a week, it's going to feel tough to get back into it week in and week out. And
you have to shake off that rust every single time you go back, and that can be demoralizing.
Yeah, which as you say, you do with comedy every once in a while.
Did it on Tuesday night, and it was terrible.
Yeah, and so
terrible.
You want to keep those skills finely tuned.
Yes, absolutely.
Keep the knife sharp. And so I encourage people out there doing their things today to just start it today, which is honestly the hardest part.
Yeah.
It's just getting started. But then keep at it, because it's only going to get easier from there. And the hardest part is starting it the very first time. And I promise you, the second, the third, the fourth, fifth time, it'll only get easier.
Way easier. And, by the way, the thing I like most about this is, granted, it's always good to have a balance of what's the end goal versus what are we doing right now. So if you focus too much on the end goal, you really, I don't think that's the right way to do it. I think what you have to do is focus on each day and enjoy it and find the process, find enjoyment in the process.
Yeah.
Because a year goes by fast, 6 months go by fast. If you can enjoy the process and look forward to it every day and find a way to like the things that you previously hated, like leg day, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around, then you will literally like look forward to every day. I think that's a lot more motivating than say, I have to lose 50 pounds or I have to lose 20 pounds by X day.
Yeah.
Because then it's like if you don't hit that goal, it'll derail you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those maxes for a second. So we did 1 rep maxes on squats and bench
press.
and
Yeah.
bench press.
We'll be hitting 1, possibly 2 more today.
Okay. What was my squat?
So your squat 1 rep max, I believe we called it 240.
240.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was weird because my bench 1 rep max was 230, right?
Yeah, actually, you know what? No, sorry, I had those flipped. So your squat, was 230. Excuse me. Your bench, we had at 240.
At 240.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great bench press for this guy.
Terrible squat though.
Unfortunately, that needs work.
Yeah, that needs work, and I think that comes from again when I first started working out and didn't really know what to do. I was just like bench. Done.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bench. I would just do dips and bench, and so I think my body is a little bit more attuned to that as far as muscle memory is concerned. And I never did legs. I hated doing legs. And so this is where there is an imbalance with me, is that you should not, theoretically speaking, be able to bench more than you can squat, given the difference in muscle mass between your legs and your torso versus just your triceps and your back and your chest. So that's something we're going to be working on, along with me trying to get down to 15% body fats within, I'm saying conservatively, the year.
Yeah, I think that's a solid
that's
goal.
a solid goal.
And upping the consistency is only going to help with that.
I think so too. Cab BBQ says, he calls me chicken legs. I don't have chicken legs. That's the weird thing.
He's not. No.
I don't. I have thick, beefy, manly legs. They're a little short, but what I lack in height, I make up for in hair. Right, Kev?
And girth.
There it is in girth.
Hey.
So we're going to be working on that.
Have I told you my my philosophy on thickness? Being
No.
thick. So my friends and I, all thick gentlemen, as we like to call ourselves, it's the highest form of compliment you can pay someone, is to refer to them as thick.
How do we spell that again? Is it just?
So
Is it 2 C's?
it's not the 2 C's.
Okay.
Because we were doing this long before there were 2 C's.
Okay.
The way we like to spell it, THIOCK, Theoc.
Theoc.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the Super Saiyan God mode, if I can reference Dragon Ball Z. It's the highest level that anybody can achieve physically. That's how we like to think of it. And my qualifier for that, my quantifier is, it's not necessarily about your height, it's not necessarily about your width, it's about your hypotenuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you're a bit shorter, you can be a bit wider. If you're a bit taller, you can be a bit more slender.
You brought math in. You lost me.
Oh yeah.
You lost me there. I got scared. I heard hypotenuse and I started getting scared, like there was going to be a test on this. Like when I was back in Mr. Adams' calculus class. It was terrifying.
It's your diagonal. It's your diagonal
Yes.
measurement. And so you want to be more horizontally tall? Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. I'll take
Get
that.
wide.
Well, I don't have a choice. Can't be more vertically tall. Got to go horizontal. You know what I'm talking about, Kev?
Going vertical.
Big ol' Kev. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is enough diet and exercise talk right now. Let's go into some tips, and then we will, of course, do PS I Love His Best Friend giveaway, and we'll talk to the chat and answer any of your questions or smart aleck remarks, just like, who did I see in there that was making fun of me? I'll get back to you, sir. I'll find it. I keep an ongoing list of everyone who has slighted me, and then after that, I forget. Let's go into, hold on, sorry, I forgot to bring this up. Yay. Let's see if there are any tips. There are some tips, which is great. Thank you guys for that. We appreciate it. Tip number 1 comes from Chad K. It says, fun clip. He gave us that clip, I believe, of him and his daughter.
Yes.
Kensley was so excited. Oh, her name is Kensley. Sorry, I thought his last name was Chad K. I thought it was Kensley. I'm confusing all sorts of K's here. But of course, get out there. You got 1 day left to buy cookies. kindoffunny.com/cookies. After all this fun diet, nutrition, and workout talk, go out there and plow your gut with some processed sugar.
Reward yourself.
Spike that insulin
It may
as
seem
hard
like
as
mixed
humanly
messages.
possible.
I can see how people can
It's
think
for
that.
the kids, though.
It's for the kids.
I'm not saying eat the cookies. I'm saying just donate money to a good cause. If the cookies come your way and you want if you have your cheat meal planned out, and that cheat meal just consists of 15 boxes of Girl Scout cookies because it's for a good cause, well then it's on you.
Or bring them into work. Everyone likes the person that brings in Girl Scout
They
cookies to
do.
work.
Yeah, that's what you can do. You can be like my mom, right? Buy the cookies and then feed other people the cookies
There you go.
so you can feel better about yourself. King Eddie has given us a tip and says, just sending in my dog's birthday text. Here's a picture of Zoe this morning with all her BarkBox presents. Also, can she get a butthole? Oh my God. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
Kevin, give me the one. Butthole. There you go. Next tip comes from Winston X.
It's so cute.
That's the cutest fucking dog. Sometimes those dogs cannot be cute though. The long-haired dogs that look
Yeah.
like weird teddy bears. But that dog is cute. Winston Xalrilo says, my wife and I love you, so here's a tip because you're awesome. My wife had a rough week. A shout out from Nick would make her day. Her name is Shelby. Thanks, Nick. Keep kicking ass. Kevin, Shelby, I've had a tough week too. I'm right there with you. But you know what? It's always darkest before the dawn. And I learned that, I just made that up in my head right now. That's not in a movie at all. Just made it up.
You're a visionary, sir.
I am a visionary. God, I love taking credit for Christopher Nolan's work. Fox Eye Valkyrie has given us another tip and has given us a tip and says, as another man with a beard, though a little bit messy, can you guys suggest any grooming tips? Go. What are your grooming tips?
Grooming tips. It depends what kind of beard you have. Obviously, mine's pretty curly.
Yeah.
I need almost like an afro pick to get through it originally. Do that, wipe it down, or get it wet, get it damp. Argan oil. Spray it all the way through.
Okay.
All the way through. Comb that bad boy in, get it nice and mixed in, and then in the shower, sulfate-free shampoo.
Wow.
You don't want to use sulfate on your beard. It'll dry it out, or it'll get it.
Okay.
It'll get it real bad. And then some form of conditioner. I used to use coconut oil. I've switched now to an argan oil conditioner as well. Noticed a lot more moisture, a lot more softness in my beard. Okay. Yeah. Trim it up. Keep the edges nice.
Yeah, that's my only beard tip is I don't do it myself because I always screw it up. So I have a beard guy, and then he just does the whole thing with the hot towel. But I don't do anything else to it because as an Italian, I am naturally greasy, and I believe those greases just mix in with the beard and get the shine. Assassin Ski Blade has given us a tip and said, just want to send a shout out to Nick for answering my question yesterday in the Kind of Funny morning chat. # Eagles Nation, # Fly Eagles Fly, # Dilly Dilly, boo Tom Brady. Skizup has given us a tip and said, in the spirit of # Year of the Fun Clip 2018, here's another fun, very short submission, hard to top, free Chicagodos, but here you go. And she gave us a link, Kevin. We can take a look at that. Also, Kevin, come play PUBG with Snowbike Mike and the gang.
I really want to, and I'm sure that soon I will.
Let's watch this.
Greg is out of town this weekend, so I think I can make it happen.
Wait, is this a squirrel stuck in the bird feeder?
No.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Snow.
Oh, that was good.
Nice and short.
Because see, everybody, here's the deal. We're very close to making Jamie the keeper of all things fun clips. I just want you guys to know.
Jamie's
She's
got
killing
a talent for
it.
it.
She's #1. And as you know, once I retire, she'll come in as the king of the fun clips. And she'll be your keeper,
When were
so you better
the
keep.
king of the fun
I'm the
clips?
king of a lot of things, Kevin. I'm the king of 5 things. 1, whether or not The Departed was a good movie. 2, whether or not Blade Runner 2049 was a good movie. 3, we keep open. 4, for Jesus. 5, keeper of all fun clips. I am the king of the fun clips. You understand me? But I will easily give that to Skizup right now because I drop the ball on it every day.
Every day.
Yep. Justin Ryan Beer gave us another tip and said, these are my words coming out of your mouth. Please give Joey her 15 seconds of Persona 5. And then he goes on to say, no, we just don't have time. Tommy is Abem says, longtime listener, first time tipper, currently moving from Minnesota to San Francisco. Where can I check out Nick at Night live? Also, thanks for the entertainment on this long, lonely road. Just check in with me. Usually I'm around any of the open mics that are happening live. If not, you can find me at you could have found me at the 2nd Street 24-hour fitness, but now that's
not
closing.
anymore.
So now we got to figure out what we're going to work out after that. And our final tip today comes from Spasm. Says, Nick, here are some words of encouragement for you and anyone striving to improve themselves. And they have given us a clip. Long and SFW, I promise.
Stands for safe for work.
I'm not used to seeing it without the N in front of it.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
You want to watch it?
Yes, please.
All
This
right.
isn't long.
Well, I mean, it just, I don't, all right. Why can't I hear it? Give me a second.
It's there. We can hear it.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you.
you go.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you.
It's like he's practicing the line while they're filming.
There's one of those things that, like, I would love to know Christopher Walken and sit down with him and be like, how much of your voice now, like, how much of you is based on other people's impression of you?
Yeah.
Because they cannot be totally separate. There's no way that he hasn't watched the dozens and dozens of people, myself included, who do spot on impersonations of him, myself included, and not have that influence him on some level. It's got to be crazy.
That's true. I think he's almost just playing into the character. Of
course
point.
he is.
It's like
good for you.
I was watching Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Yeah.
They had the Seinfeld Jimmy Fallon episode.
Yeah.
Where they showed the clip where Seinfeld was on Saturday Night Live, where Jimmy Fallon was doing his Seinfeld impression.
Yeah.
And Seinfeld purposely leaned more into the caricature of himself to make Fallon's impression look better.
Love it.
I feel like that's what Walken does too.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, P.S. I Love His Best Friend XOXO is your opportunity to nominate someone you feel is doing a great job in our community. Go to kindafunny.com/bestfriend, fill out the form, and we will read it here at some point when Joey picks it, just like Mark Freeman did. The indie boy is shouting out Skizzip. Oh, that's fun. I first talked to Skizzip on the forums about Kinda Funny Live 3. She was going on her own and was her first trip like this, and while she had been following KF for a while, was part of the silent majority. That change, that even before she flew out, when she was staying in the same hotel as someone else I was talking to, Joanne. And soon, they were off organizing stuff on their own. Since then, she has become a great member of the Kinda Funny community and exemplifies the term best friend. Like she already planned to mentor people for Kinda Funny Live 4. I'm proud to call Jamie a friend. Mark. That's very nice. Very nice. Of course, I love seeing both you guys in the chat all the time. Mark was, I don't know if Mark's in the chat right now, but I know Jamie is. Mark was in the chat yesterday when we did GOG Live with Rocco, and boy, that was a good one. That was a good one. So I love seeing all your names in the chat, guys, and looking forward to guys seeing everyone at Kinda Funny Live, or Kinda Funny Prom, June 30th. It's giveaway time. There are 4 ways you can win this giveaway. 1, be in the Twitch chat. 2, be a Twitch subscriber via Amazon Prime if you have it. If not, you can give us your hard-earned money, and we appreciate either way. 3, patreon.com/kindafunnygames or patreon.com/kindafunny. You can support at the $2 or above level. You get all the perks of the $1 or above level, just like Mark Freeman did yesterday, watching GOG Live with Rocco. And boy, there was some inappropriate stuff in that one. Are you familiar with Rocco from Mega 64?
Very briefly from yesterday's morning show. I listened to it a bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's insane. Again, in the best possible way.
He sounds like a very funny gentleman.
Of course, if you guys are a subscriber on Twitch, you get cool emotes, you get private time with us at the end of every show to chat. We play games with you, and you get my enduring love, just my never-ending love. Today's winner wins Call of Duty World War II on Xbox One. Congratulations to Gatling35 from the Twitch chat. You have won. Look out for a code in your messages, and hope you like Call of Duty World War II on Xbox One. Because if not, give it to someone who does. That's how we do it here. That's how we rigmarole. Let's go into 3 and 3. We'll take 3 questions, comments, or concerns from non-subscribers and then go into sub-only mode. Please feel free to ask us anything, but if you want to ask most about fitness, he can talk about that. Daddy's Bone says, Nick, are you planning on tracking your macros on MyFitnessPal or the like? Yes, I am. I have to figure out how that works still. My diet has been probably the biggest pain point for me over the last few months, so I have to kind of hone in on that, spend some time mentally thinking about that. But yes, I do want to do that, and I do want to share that with everyone.
Been seeing a lot of Eagles fans in the chat.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys.
Okay.
Just know we're all pulling for you. Everyone except Andrea Renee, because
weirdly,
she's a sore Vikings fan.
Weirdly, was like, I'm rooting for the Patriots on Sunday, and I was like, that's sacrilege, right?
No. It's inexcusable in my book.
Well,
but
you know, you guys can
just
take that
know
up
that
with
the
her.
majority of the country is rooting for you guys.
Yep. Nick, do you fit Kegel into your regime? Says Froggish Bullfish 89. Don't need to. I'm tight like a tiger down there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm good.
He is.
Ignacio Rojas says, Nick, please tell Kevin I said, what up, dog? There you go. Mr. Yasman 300 says, Nick, have you heard about Fantastic Beasts 2 controversy and J.K. Rowling response on Twitter? No, I have not. If you're talking about the Johnny Depp stuff, yes. But if there's new stuff, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think there might be new stuff. You
Great.
was circulating
really?
a tweet earlier.
You want to, Mr. Yasman, throw the tweet in there. We're going to go into sub-only mode real quick.
Good for you, man.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. It's fine. I'm working on the growl. It's fine.
Yeah, I like it.
Don't worry about it.
He gets deep.
He gets deep and he goes high. It's always like, Youssef, it's fine. what are we doing?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to ping pong back
a
and
roller
forth.
coaster.
And then it's fine in the middle. Middle.
Nice.
I'm trying to do old walking now. Shredberg says, no, really, but fuck the Pats.
Oh, yes.
Which I assume,
Indeed,
means
sir.
that he has a problem with everyone named Pat. And I don't know why people hate people named Pat. It's really messed up, guys. It's just a name.
So,
Deal.
as you know, I went to undergrad in Boston. Let me tell you, there's no fan base worse than the Patriots fans.
Yeah.
Most entitled group of people I've ever met in my life.
Maybe Red Sox fans, but same people.
So, yeah. The Venn diagram for those two is a circle.
Very circle, yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought you had more on that. Kevin,
no,
bring this up. I actually want to read the story.
Wait, the story?
Yeah, let's go.
Do you want me to send it to you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead and send it to me. I'll copy it onto the disk, and we'll talk about this real quick, and then
Onto
we'll
the
talk
disk.
to it. Copy it onto the hard disk, Kev.
Alright,
Copy it onto the hard
there
disk.
it is. It's under
there
the
it is.
buy
Thank
more
you, sir.
cookies.
This is the story Mr. Yasmin was talking about. Nope, that's the wrong. Hold on. Why did that not work?
Take your time, open it. There's no rush.
Fantastic Beasts director reveals how sequel handles Dumbledore being gay. It's been just over a decade since J.K. Rowling surprised fans by revealing Hogwarts' beloved headmaster Albus Dumbledore was gay, and was even in Go Pats. You know what I'm talking about? Go Pats! Yeah! Get it going! Tom Brady the GOAT! He's the GOATy. Game of the year.
He is the goat. I hate it.
By revealing and was even in love with the notorious dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald during his youth until the two had a rather epic falling out with the next film. So where does the controversy come in here? According to the crimes of Grindelwald,
There's a tweet from her, I think. I don't know.
update. Okay, so here's the tweet. Rowling seemed to weigh in on Twitter after the news broke, suggesting fans upset by Yates' comments are jumping to conclusion about her plan for the character, particularly in the long term. Well, let me read this whole story, actually, before I go into that. With the next film in the Fantastic Beasts franchise introducing a young Dumbledore for the first time, played by Jude Law, and focusing on great wizard's pursuit of fugitive Grindelwald Johnny Depp in Paris, fans have wondered why Dumbledore's sexuality be part of the story, or will it once again, like in Harry Potter films, not be addressed? According to the Crimes of Grindelwald director David Yates, this year's sequel at least will not directly reference Dumbledore's sexuality. Quote, not exactly, Yates replied when asked if the film makes it clear that Dumbledore is gay. Quote, but I think all the fans are aware of that. He has a very intense relationship with Grindelwald. When they were young, they fell in love with each other's ideas and ideology and each other. Yates then added a bit more about Dumbledore is like in the new film, quote, he's a maverick and a rebel, and he's an inspiring teacher at Hogwarts. He's witty and has a bit of edge. He's not his elder statesman. He's really kinetic. He's a really kinetic guy, and as opposed to Johnny Depp's Grindelwald, they make an incredible pairing.
Fuck, I can't wait for this movie.
All of this isn't to say that Dumbledore's sexuality won't eventually be addressed in the 3 fantastic sequels planned for crimes. In fact, screenwriter, Harry Potter creator Rowling has previously hinted at that it will be at some point, quote, I can't tell you everything I would like to say because this is obviously a 5-part story, so there's lots to unpack in that relationship. Rowling said at a press conference 2 years ago, quote, you will see Dumbledore as younger man and quite a troubled man. He wasn't always the sage. We'll see him at that formative period of his life. As far as his sexuality is concerned, watch this space. And so what is the... Okay, so she says, being sent abuse about the interview that didn't involve me, about a screenplay I wrote, which none of the angry people have read, which is part of a 5-movie series that's only one installment, is obviously tons of fun. But you know what's even more fun, question mark? I don't know. I'm confused by this story.
Does that have to do with the gift, maybe?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, she's meeting
there
you.
you go.
There it is. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. She's doing the right thing. There you go. Again, one more time, if you don't like something, just don't watch it. It's okay. That's okay on this one.
That legitimately made me, like, just them talking about Dumbledore that much and, like, young life, like, man.
Right.
Jude Law, Dumbledore.
Yeah,
I'm stoked for this.
the thing is this: we've established this character. We know this character's gay. We just move on. It's fine.
Yeah.
If you don't appreciate it, if it's not
his
kosher in your book.
never came up in like the books or
No,
the movie
they
itself
hinted
or
at that he had a relationship with this person, and it was a little bit more than just a friendship, and that's where it goes. And this doesn't seem like the movie's not about him being gay. So I think it's going to be okay, everyone. I think we can rest assured that this will be a fun, good story, and it'll fit well in the Harry Potter universe. And that's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. Let's go into sub-only mode right now. 5 movies, says Not Short Corners. This is the prequels all over again. Yeah, let's just make sure it's not The Hobbit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Martine Green says people love to be mad for literally zero reason, I guess. Welcome to the internet. People just like, I have this theory that people don't have good outlets for their rage. And so they go online and that's where it is. That's why I'm saying right now, hashtag Jackmanoff 2018. Put that rage into weight.
Oh yeah.
You want to be calm afterward? Lift heavy weight above your head and focus on that, because if you don't, it'll kill you. That's good.
Point. Go
What's
out
up,
there,
Andy?
Move some
Good
weight.
show, man.
Go Pats.
Woo!
Hey,
Yeah, go Pats,
what?
man.
What?
Go!
Go Pats.
Andy, how dare you?
Support the Pats.
I'm a Cowboys fan. Fuck the Eagles. I can't root for the Eagles.
That's true.
They're
Damn
the
it.
worst, right? Like,
God, your NFC
I hate-
East feel.
I hate no
Screw the
team
entire
more.
NFC East, except the Giants because they beat the Pats twice.
yeah.
Shell BB says, Nick, my husband wants your review of the social network. We just watched it. I'm sorry, guys. We don't have time for that review. If you want, to talk to me about that, bring it back up tomorrow. I will more than happily share my thoughts on the social network with you. Spoilers, you're not going to like them. Let's see. Just did my taxes. Was more painless this year. Says, well, thank you. Zakajuia 19. Thank you for that comment. Nick, watch Daddy's Home 2. It's a fun, enjoyable movie. I did. It's called The House, and it was great. But I can't wait to watch Daddy's Home 2, because I like that series too. Let's see.
I heard very good things about Game Night. Kind of similar vein, I feel like.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be fun.
the
That's supposed to be a
Jason
fun one too. I gotta check that out. Ironically enough, lifting heavy stuff over your head can also kill you. Yeah, I said that. Didn't I say that?
Yeah, you did. You did. You mentioned it.
Crazy.
You gotta stop being me. Pay attention to
But if
things.
you don't let it kill you,
yeah,
you'll just
it
get
makes
stronger.
you stronger and sore. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Kind of Funny Morning Show today. Thank you so much for joining us. Youssef, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having
We
me.
are going to go do a workout after this, because why not? You're here and we're in the same room, which means in your brain, let's go lift some heavy things. In my brain, it means let's eat carbs. I love you all out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, tomorrow we'll be back 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to round out the week. I think it's me and Tim or me and Greg. Maybe it's me and Greg. It's going to be a good show either way. But coming up next, Andrea and Greg have Kind of Funny Games Daily, so stick around for that, and I'll read subs in the interim. See you guys on the flip side. Kevin, cut that feed.